Hey everyone, it's Simon here. The video you're about to watch talking about breaking was recorded a month or two ago, well before all the stuff came out about backyard breaks. I was going to release it at some time in the future. It was going to be some evergreen content that I would release if I ever got sick or something. But with breaking and backyard breaks in the news, I thought this would be relevant. So that's why I'm releasing it now. And that's why there aren't any direct references to backyard breaks. But with breaking in the news, I think that puts a bigger spotlight on what value breaking really adds to the hobby. So with that being said, here's the video. Thanks. What's happening, YouTube? It's Simon 466 Cards, and today we're going to talk about a quote that you hear pretty often in the hobby. And it's the quote you see on the screen, which is, without breaking, wax wouldn't be ripped and singles wouldn't reach the secondary market. And so we're going to test whether that is true or whether that's false. And so on your screen, I've put together a little graphic here that shows a $900 box of Prizm Basketball Hobby. That is the current market price with breakers in the hobby, okay? And while this might not be exact, it's in the ballpark, and the exact number doesn't really matter here. So you can see I'm on eBay. I've done a search for 2023 Prizm Hobby Basketball, and if we scroll down here, you see an auction for $890, an auction for $890, best offer for $950, another auction for $860, $950, $940. This one I don't know what that's all about, but $894, $1125, $900. You get the idea, right? $980, $950, a bunch of auctions in this $900 range, right? And so that is clearly the current market price as of right now for a box of Prizm Basketball Hobby. So that's why we have $900 listed there. And I think we can all agree that breakers in the hobby have driven up the price of wax. I don't think that's a controversial statement. How much? It is hard to know. But let's say, for the sake of argument, it is $600. That is the price, the market price of Prizm Basketball Hobby without breakers. Whether the real number is actually 550, 500, 700, doesn't matter. For this scenario, let's just assume it's 600, right? And so the difference between 600 and 900 is obviously 300. And so that is the increase in price due to the existence of breakers, right? The difference between the current price with breakers in the hobby and some number, which we're just going to call 600, is the market price with breakers not in the hobby. And so that means if we remove breakers from the hobby and breaking from the hobby, then the market price is $600. And the reason why that is if we go back to this thing that I showed here on eBay, all of these prices, or many of these prices, are from auctions, from people bidding on them. And so once the breaker demand disappears from the market, then this $900-ish market just becomes a $600 market. And so that's why this statement, without breaking, wax wouldn't be ripped and singles wouldn't reach the secondary market, that's false. Because the truth of the matter is, without breakers, wax wouldn't be ripped at the current market price of $900. That I would agree with. But the market would adjust. Those auctions I just showed you earlier would just end at a lower number, and wax would be ripped at a lower market price. And in this case, I have it as a made up $600. So without breaking, wax would be ripped and singles would reach the secondary market. It's just that the wax will be broken at a much lower price. And so that's why this statement is false, based off of what I've just shown you. As you may know, I have a bit of an economics background, and so I do make these videos every once in a while, focusing on the economics of sports cards. So if you are interested in this type of video, on my YouTube page here, if you go to the bottom, there is a section for different playlists that I put together, and there's a section here where all of my sports card economics videos are on one playlist. So if you're new to the channel, if you were not aware of this, feel free to go to the playlist to check out some of my other economics videos if that is of interest to you. I also have one for shill bidders. I have one for the business of sports cards, Simon's Card Spotlight, some hobby hacks, and the business of sports cards. So those are my playlists if that is of interest to you guys. That's it. Would love to hear your thoughts on my theory that this statement that we hear all the time about how breaking is getting singles into the secondary market and getting wax ripped is actually false. It is not true. It is just at the current market price where that's true. It would just, the market would adjust without breakers and then would settle at a lower wax price. Let me know if you agree down in the comments section below. Thank you as always for listening and watching. I'll talk to you all soon. Cheers.